We are planning your cooking day.
Okay then.
So we're going to plan your cooking day. We're going to talk about the time management.
Yeah.
And then we have to get the groceries.
Hopefully it's not too much.
Is grocery shopping hard for you?
Yes.
Why is grocery shopping hard for you, Cheyenne?
Because it can sometimes be stressful.
Okay.
Especially if you're in Costco.
Well, we're not going to go to Costco.
Thank goodness.
And I'm thinking we might not have to buy that much.
Okay.
Okay.
Even better.
So you picked out what you want to cook.
Yes, I did.
What are you going to cook?
So I'm gonna cook some butternut squash, which is really good. Well, butterscotch mac and cheese.
Oh, so she's going to put some mac and cheese in with that butternut squash. Not just butternut squash.
Yes, butterscotch.
And what else are you going to make?
Apple turkey meatballs. There, I got half of it correct.
Okay. And do you think this has enough fruits and vegetables in it, or do we need to add something else?
I think Lucas would be happy with just how it is, but I don't think the Canadian Food Guide would be happy with how it is.
So we quite often refer to the Canadian Food Guide just to help us when we're planning our meals. So the Canadian Food Guide says half our plate should be fruits and vegetables. What do you think? Do you like half a plate of fruits and vegetables?
I like my fruit. I'm okay with carrot, celery, those, and cucumber, but that's it.
But we're aiming to be as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to add to this meal?
So I think we could probably use some of the veggies we grew in our backyard to make a little veggie platter.
So you're going to make a veggie platter to go with this?
Yeah.
Okay, and then having a veggie platter also helps because we have some teenage boys that have hollow legs. Actually, we have a young lady here with a hollow leg.
Excuse me.
So you couldn't keep eating?
Depends.
So if we add some fruits and vegetables there, then the ones that are really hungry can have a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
We are also going to use the same grocery list that we've been using all along.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you've already gone through and filled this out.
I may have.
Okay, that's good. We're going to take a look at our recipes and
Okay.
just make sure that we have everything on your grocery list.
Okay.
So we use this grocery list or a template like this because it's broken down into categories so that when we're at the grocery store, it's easier to find.
Yes, that way I don't have to have, say, dairy, and then veggies, and then, say, yogurt, and then fruit. It can all be nice and organized.
So it's nice and organized, but it's also, when you find grocery shopping stressful, anything we can do to make it a little bit easier when we're there helps, right?
Yeah.
So by having this and it's broken down into the categories, we can easily find everything, right?
Yeah.
Apple turkey meatballs.
Apple turkey meatballs, yeah.
Let's take a look at your recipe and see what we need, what we have.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure we have eggs. We have chickens, we got eggs. Breadcrumbs, correct? We
Yes.
have those. Salt, of course we do. We bake a lot, so we need salt. Pepper, of course. Apples, we have like 30 apple trees in our yard, so we have multiple of those.
And that's why we've kind of picked these recipes because
it's kind of like already here.
So we were trying to use stuff that we already have.
Yeah. Onions, did we grow any onions this year?
We didn't grow any onions, but we have onions.
Okay. Parsley, I bet you we have like 3 bushes out back.
We have parsley.
And ground turkey, do we have that?
No, and that's why you put it on the list, right?
Oh, right. Yes.
So we are going to double this recipe
Okay.
because is 24 meatballs going to be enough?
No.
No, not at all.
Otherwise, everybody will only get only 2 meatballs each with only like a few left over.
Okay. So, and for the sauce.
Okay, so for the barbecue glaze, apple juice, we have ketchup,
Yes.
Worcestershire sauce, if I pronounced that correctly, everybody.
Yeah.
Cornstarch and salt. So I notice here that we have salt in both the things, so of course we're gonna have that.
So we have everything for this. So that was going to be a pretty economical meal because we've grown some of the things. So
Yeah, too bad we can't grill turkey.
we could grill a turkey. It might be fun to try one day.
That would be fun. Gobble gobble.
The next we're going to look at is your butternut squash mac and cheese. So you don't want just butternut squash?
No, I want the mac and cheese part.
Okay, let's take a look.
Alrighty. So first thing, of course, it looks like we need 1 pound of pre-cut peeled butternut squash.
You're going to have to cut and peel it yourself
Oh,
because we grew one.
by accident.
We had one self-seed in our yard.
And it decided to grow on our grassy lawn and just poop right there.
So we left it to see what it was, and we don't need to buy one now.
Yeah. Surprise. And yeah, the next thing is a teaspoon of olive oil, which I'm pretty sure we have lots.
We have olive oil.
And dried fusilli. Fusilli? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
We need pasta. Can we use any type of pasta?
I think so.
We can. So we've got macaroni noodles.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Okay, so macaroni noodles instead of this weird pronouncing word. Okay. A block of sharp cheddar cheese. Do we have cheese?
We always have cheese. We're
God.
a cheese kind of family.
Yes,
We
are.
need cheese.
No, and we have to have milk. Like, we're a milk type family as well.
So we're gonna get some, or we have milk.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we have butter.
Yes.
And we have flour. Lots of flour, actually. We get like the really big bags of flour.
We do a lot of baking.
And then, ooh, we have salt here, and we also have salt in this one, so bonus. And pepper. Sweet. So I don't think we need to get anything for this recipe.
No. So you know what we need to do now?
What?
We've got our grocery list, so we can go and get our groceries after. But I want to work a little bit on time management.
Mr. Clock.
We've been doing this method for a while.
Yeah.
Do we do it just when we're baking?
No, we sometimes do it when I have to get up at like a certain time in the morning for like doctor's appointments and stuff, and like time out how early I need to get up and how long it takes me.
So anytime we're doing some planning that revolves around time,
Yeah.
we pull out our trusty clock,
Mr. Truster Clock.
and it helps you with the planning, right? So what do we do first? What time are we going to put on here first?
Well, I actually don't know. Like, are we gonna do this on like a weekend where we get up early in the morning, like later in the morning?
So
or
we're going to
after
put the
school?
time that we want to have dinner.
Oh, okay. So dinner is usually between 5 and 6.
So if we aim for the earlier time and if things run over a bit,
So let's say
so we want to be done by 5.
Okay.
So we set it to the time that we want to be done,
Yeah.
or the time we want to be somewhere, or whatever our end time is. That's what we set it for.
Yeah.
And then we go backwards from there. Okay.
So
We'd like to have dinner at 5.
and this,
When we look at our butternut squash recipe,
it says 50 minutes active kitchen time.
okay, but we're going to double this recipe. So we have to consider, is that going to double our time or not?
Not too sure about that. Like, I don't think it would double it, but I think it would add like an extra like 10-15 minutes.
Okay, I think you're right. Because when we look at our recipe, we're going to have to cook our squash and cut it up. So that's going to take a little bit of time. But when we're boiling our pot of water to cook our noodles,
We don't have to boil it twice.
no, we would need a bigger pot
Yeah.
for more noodles. when we're grating our cheese,
We could buy pre-grated cheese.
we could buy pre-grated cheese. But
Cut
we
the
did-
time in half.
But we have a block of cheese.
Oh, great.
Very funny.
I wasn't intending that.
You're very funny. So we're going to add a little bit of time. So let's say that this is going to take us 60 minutes
Okay.
or 1 hour.
Okay, so 1 hour.
So what do we do with our clock?
So our clock, we have to back it up wrong way, this way. So we would have to start the mac and cheese at 4 o'clock.
Okay. Then you are going to also make meatballs.
How long does it take for one batch? 30 minutes. So if we're just...
So we're going to double it. Do you think this might take us longer when we double it?
Probably because we have to hand roll every single meatball.
And we have to grate our apples, so we would have more apple to peel.
Mm-hmm.
So-
And onion, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. So this one's probably going to take double the time because
So
we have
another hour. So let's back it up again. And we're looking at 3 o'clock.
And then, what were you adding with this meal?
Right, the veggie tray.
How long is it going to take you to prepare a veggie tray?
I don't think it'll take too long. I'm thinking maybe 15 minutes, depending on what, like if we grew baby carrots or stuff. If I need to chop anything up.
So some of our veggies are already prepared.
Yeah.
So 15 minutes is probably good.
So back it up 15, and we're looking at 3:45.
I think you need to look at that time
right.
again.
Oh, 2:45.
So you're going to start making supper at 2:45.
Yeah.
Okay. So this method has been working really well for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's actually helped me with when I'm working with Dad on the like getting ready the next day for trucking. I can sometimes back it up
So,
without using Mr. Clock.
but the whole method has been there
Mm-hmm.
so that you know what you're doing when you're backing it
Yeah.
up. Another part of backing it up is considering how long it takes to do things.
Mhm.
And that's where it's a bit harder when you're looking at a recipe and it tells you how long it's going to take to make something. That's a bit easier than when you have to back it up for, you have to have a shower, you have to make your lunch, you have to do some exercise. Some things there isn't specific times.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done a lot of work on figuring those things out as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
No, I do find
we'll
that
say,
way frustrating.
when you get up in the morning time, how long does it take you to take a shower? We will say those things so that when we're planning, we can
Yeah.
have that kind of things figured out.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like you only have to get one thing at the grocery store.
Well, actually, 2 things possibly, because if they sell it in 2 pounds of ground turkey, then we only need 1 thing. But if they sell it in 1 pound, then we'll need 2.
That's right. And it says ground turkey on here, but we could use ground chicken as well.
Could we also use like ground beef if we wanted, or would that make it up a bit more?
I think we're going to stick with a white meat.
Okay.
Okay, because chicken and turkey are a healthier type of meat, and when
Mhm.
we're adding the cheese and the macaroni,
Mhm.
so we want to have the meatballs to be a little bit lighter on the fats and calories.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to stick with the white meat.
Okay.
Okay, which one do you think is going to be cheaper? A ground chicken, or a ground turkey?
I don't know. Do you guys know?
So I think when we go to the store,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to look at the price and we're going to make our decision based on the price.
Okay.
Okay? Because, like everybody, we were trying to keep our budget in line. Groceries are getting expensive. That's why we've planned our meals around things that are in our
Mhm.
garden right now.
Yeah.
So we will judge by what the price is.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, what are you going to do?
Make the meal. Maybe.
Cheyenne's gonna make the meal. So you're gonna want to tune in next time to see Cheyenne in the kitchen. Do you think she's gonna be able to get it done in 2 hours and 15 minutes?
I sure hope so. Otherwise, I'm gonna have some angry siblings and maybe an angry father, depending.
Do
if
you
he
think
gets
it's gonna turn out? Do you think it's gonna be like the best meal ever?
home. Maybe. I'm not too sure.
So we've been working on your cooking skills.
Yeah.
So we've gotten good at following directions on a package. And now we're branching out to some more complex recipes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see how much you can do of this independently.
Oh, okay.
Would that be a good idea?
No.
Well, I think we need to see how much you can do independently. I will be there if you need backup, but I want
Good,
to
I have backup.
But I want to see how much you can do independently.
Okay. So I was looking through the butternut squash one and I saw some jokes on it.
You're going to tell us some jokes?
What do
Are
you...
they good jokes?
Well, I don't know. It really depends on the dad. I think.
Dad jokes?
Possibly.
Do we need to call Dad in to test him on these jokes? Sean, it has some dad jokes for you.
Okay.
Okay, what do you call a fake noodle?
I have no idea.
An impasta.
Oh.
What do you call a pasta that is sick?
No idea.
Mac and sneeze.
Oh.
That's getting worse. I thought you were better.
This is not good. These don't even qualify as dad jokes. They're so bad.
Okay, last two.
Last two.
What is the dress code at a pasta convention?
Dress code at a pasta convention.
Yeah,
Don't know.
bow tie.
Oh. These are not getting better.
What do Italians eat on Halloween?
I don't know any Italians.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Afraid. Okay, these are all worse than dad jokes.
If you have better dad jokes than that, please send them in.
It's not going to take you much, really. It's not going to take much to have a better joke. A lot of people ask us about our recipes that we use. We have a subscription to Raddish Kids, and that's where we get our recipes. We've had a subscription for so many years.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. We have like 2 tubs, like this long, this wide, of all different recipes.
And we just keep recycling and reusing the recipes. I really like them because they're plasticized. They give a list here of the ingredients and what tools you're going to need. You can see this one's a bit worn. It's a bit ripped. We'll have to tape that up. It has pictures and simple descriptions of what to do, which is really helpful for our children. And then there's a featured culinary skill on the back.
And like this one, as we just found out, has jokes.
And this one has like some meatball math.
Huh.
And it talks about different types of apples that are in season. So there's some learning things around it as well. But we just really enjoyed these recipes and have found that they work really well for our family. We also use some other ones. There's an Accessible Chef, which is a website that you can go on, and they have some recipes that have pictures and simple directions. That one's free to use. This one is a subscription, and you just get whatever ones they're sending out that month. We're going to go get some groceries, and then tomorrow is cooking day.
Cut.
Thank you for watching,
Yeah, thank you.
and we hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time when Cheyenne's cooking.
Send in some jokes.
Send Cheyenne some jokes. She's really good at her joke game. They weren't good.
Thanks.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye.